I'm always on the lookout for new second residence and second citizenship opportunities. Every year, a couple new ones pop up, and every year, a couple go by the wayside. That said, there are a lot of myths, and there's also a lot of confusion out there about certain citizenship programs that are touted by certain folks. One of those programs is the Austrian Citizenship by Investment program. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about Austrian citizenship in this video. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Henderson, and if you'd like to learn how Nomad Capitalist helps 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs get their second passport, go offshore, go where they're treated best, go to nomadcapitalist.com and learn more. So let's talk about Austrian citizenship by investment. And to do that, we have to understand what is citizenship by investment. My definition of citizenship by investment, or CBI, is a commoditized process where you go and make an investment in some country and you become a citizen of that country, generally very quickly, usually in a matter of months. In some cases, since we're talking about the European Union, it might take up to a year or a little bit longer, but it's fast. You're not waiting around in the naturalization line with everyone else for 5, 7, 10, 12 or more years. And why I say commoditized is because if you look at a lot of the CBI programs, such as the most commonly used ones in the Caribbean, like St. Lucia, which I've done, Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, etc. Okay? If you're not a terrible person, they're probably going to accept you. Okay? They don't sit around really making subjective calls about who becomes a citizen. They go through a thorough due diligence process. They look at your criminal record. They look at your civil record. They look at your business. They look at any risk factors. They follow a set of due diligence guidelines. But they're not there like, yeah, the guy's skin is too dark, or yeah, we don't like people from over there. They don't really do that. They are in business because they want to, quote unquote, sell passports. Okay? Now, understanding that that's how I would perceive citizenship by investment, and most people in the industry would perceive it. Does Austria have a citizenship by investment program? The answer to that is no. Now, can you become an Austrian citizen? Yes, you absolutely can. There's a residence option for wealthy people to move to Austria, and if you spend the requisite amount of time there, potentially there's some tax obligations. You need to own or rent a property. There's different things you need to do, but you can basically run out the clock, as I would say, and you can eventually become an Austrian citizen. Now, they're a lot more restrictive in terms of dual citizenship than other countries, so that may or may not be interesting to you to have Austrian citizenship. But you can work towards that, same as anyone else. Can you become an Austrian citizen by investment? No, not in the same way as Dominica, St. Lucia, etc. And so what you have to understand about Austria is this is a program where folks of exceptional merit can become a citizen. And so if you look at examples of how this has worked around the world, there was a recent story here where I am right now in Malaysia, where a football player from Kosovo was playing on the Malaysian football team, and he was granted Malaysian citizenship. Malaysian football team wants a good football player. Guy with a bad passport wants a good passport. It's a match made in heaven, and so that was a good deal. You've seen that before. You see with, I think Singapore had some history of granting a PR or even citizenship to folks who were in the arts, because they wanted to bring artists. They wanted to bring culture a number of years ago. In the Gulf, there are examples of Gulf nations that have given citizenship to folks, I think generally from African countries, because they want Olympians to come and play on their team. If you're a citizen, now you can play in our team. And so those are the kind of examples that are out there. I've seen it in the European Union on a more limited basis in terms of business people. I'm aware of someone who was ready to make such a substantial investment in an EU country that they were willing to waive the naturalization processes for him. And that's what we're talking about in Austria. There's no commoditized process. So it's not just a matter of, hey, I have my 1 million euros or whatever it is that Austria would require, and they could command a lot of money. I remember talking to a friend of mine in the business once, and we were joking about how Switzerland could go out and just charge $10 million and probably get 1,000 people for the year, and then just, all right, we're done. Austria could charge a lot of money because Malta has a 650,000 euro donation. And certainly Austria could charge more than that. But they don't, okay? Because Austria is a country that does not, quote unquote, sell citizenship. If you meet their criteria personally, if you make a substantial investment or donation, if they like you, if you meet a lot of different criteria, then theoretically, I think there have been a couple instances where people have gotten citizenship that way. Now, is that the citizenship the result of an investment and the result of a donation? Possibly. And other factors, I would argue. It's not just a matter of anyone can come. I would argue that if you are Canadian, you've got a better chance than if you're Chinese. And there are some more optics. So, to someone who's not in the business, does that seem like, okay, you're making an investment, you get a citizenship? Yes, it is. It does not really meet the same criteria. And so when you're comparing, Dominica to Austria, you simply can't do that, okay? And so for the average person, it's not going to be a citizenship that's going to work. Okay, so let's be clear. If you want a chance at Austrian citizenship, we're probably talking about investing close to 8 figures in euros, so 10 million euros as an investment. If you're looking at making some kind of philanthropic donation, I've heard numbers ranging from 1.5 million up to 5 million euros. So these are not small numbers. We have worked with ultra high net worth individuals. And if you have an 8 or 9 figure net worth, there are some times where European Union countries, if you bring a good chunk of your business to their country, would be interested in talking to you, would be interested in fast tracking that. You have to get the attention of the right folks. You have to go through the proper channels. Obviously, this is not an issue of, I know a guy. It's an issue of you're going to the Minister of the Economy, you're going to the Minister of Finance, you're talking to the relevant people. What are the priorities? How many jobs should we create? And sometimes you can negotiate a deal, okay? We're talking big numbers. And so even for those folks, I often don't recommend it because you can go to Malta, you can just donate 650,000 euros and be done with it. I would also argue that you may not want or need a European Union citizenship. There may be something else, maybe a more benign neutral country's passport. If you want to live in Europe, having a residence permit there, you can go out and get a permanent residence by investment. It's going to come out to be a lot less money using my belt and suspenders approach. Okay. Now, no European Union country is going to talk about how they come out and offer citizenship to investors unless they have a formal program like Malta or Cyprus. Okay. Some countries they have the power to do it. Other countries they don't. But the point is, not only may there are probably better options, even if you are an ultra high net worth individual, but to put Austria in the same category as St. Lucia or Dominica or even a Malta is just not the case in my personal opinion. We do this for folks every day. I have personal experience getting multiple second passports. If you'd like some help, certainly watch the videos on our channel, read the articles on our website, contact us for help. In my opinion, a program like this has a very limited scope. How can Nomad Capitalist help you? 4 ways. Number 1, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to make sure you get our new video every day. Number 2, get a copy of Nomad Capitalist, the book. You'll learn a lot of my personal experiences over a dozen years of studying this stuff, as well as exactly some of the strategies that you can use to build your Nomad Capitalist plan. Number 3, if you're not sure where to start, but you want to come and learn from my team and I, you want to come and mingle with like-minded people, learn more about our live conference, Nomad Capitalist Live. It's coming up soon. And number 4, if you want some help right now because you've got a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to lower your taxes, get a second passport, or build the Nomad Capitalist lifestyle of your dreams, go to nomadcapitalist.com and click on Become a Client.